Imagine this: the world is silent, darkness still hugs the earth, and even your own mind is quiet. Except for that soft, insistent nudge in your heart. You awaken between 3 and 5 in the morning. You wonder, why now? Why me? Why these lonely hours? It is in that hour, when the heart is most naked, the ego most humbled, and the distractions most distant, that Allah reaches out. He whispers, "Are you listening?" My dear brothers and sisters, Allah does not wake you in those hours out of cruelty, nor out of random design. He wakes you because He wants something from you: your sincerity, your turning, your attention. He wants to see whether you will respond. Tonight, I want to reflect with you on why Allah wakes you between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., and more importantly, how you can respond in a way that changes you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. There are moments in life when something strange happens. You wake up in the middle of the night, not by the sound of an alarm, not because someone called your name, not even because of noise, but something deep inside you stirs. You glance at your clock and it's between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. You turn, you try to sleep again, but your heart feels unsettled. Your mind becomes awake in a way that feels different. You may not understand it, but something within whispers that you are being called, not by the world, but by the one who made it. There is something sacred about these hours. The stillness, the silence, the way the world seems to pause. It's as if the universe itself holds its breath, waiting for hearts to awaken. These are the hours when Allah invites His servants, softly, lovingly. When all distractions are stripped away, when the noise of the day has died, when the masks we wear have fallen. That's when the truth of your heart becomes visible. And that's when Allah calls you. It is in these hours that the veil between you and the unseen is thin. You may feel a sudden ache in your chest, a longing you can't name, or tears without a reason. That's not random, it's mercy. It's an invitation. It's Allah saying, "Come back to me. I miss your voice. I miss your dua." Sometimes you wake up at that hour because of pain. Maybe your heart is heavy with worry. Maybe you're carrying regret, or maybe you feel lost. But even your pain is not wasted. Allah uses every tear, every sleepless night, every restlessness to draw you closer to Him. The pain is not a punishment, it's a pull. He wakes you because He knows that your soul needs Him more than your body needs sleep. When you are awake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., know that it is not coincidence. It is a divine conversation waiting to happen. Allah descends to the lowest heaven in that last third of the night, calling out, "Who is calling upon me that I may answer him? Who is asking of me that I may give him? Who is seeking forgiveness that I may forgive him?" Think about this. The Lord of the worlds, the creator of galaxies, the one who commands life and death, descends to you looking for you. And yet, sometimes we turn over and go back to sleep. But even then, He remains patient. Because His mercy is vast and His love is endless, He keeps waking you. Not because He needs your worship, but because you need His nearness. Because your soul is starving for something the world cannot give. And that something is connection. A conversation with the one who never leaves. When Allah wakes you at that time, He is giving you a gift that many will miss. The angels record those moments. The dua you make then, even if it's silent, even if it's just a whisper, carries a special weight. Sometimes your dua in those hours becomes the reason your entire day changes. Sometimes your whole life shifts because of one tear shed in that stillness. There is something transformative about praying when the world sleeps. It teaches you sincerity, because no one is watching, no one is applauding, no one will ever know what passed between you and your Lord. It's a conversation so pure that even your own ego cannot interrupt. In those moments, you are not your job, not your titles, not your mistakes. You are simply a soul standing before its maker. And sometimes when you can't even speak, when all you can do is sit in silence or cry without words, that too is a form of prayer. Because He hears even what your lips cannot express. He understands the language of your tears, and He answers in ways you cannot always see. If you ever find yourself waking in that time, even if you don't have the strength to pray long, even if you can't make long du'as, just sit, just remember Him. Just whisper, "Ya Allah, I need you." That whisper in those hours reaches higher than you can imagine. The world often tells you that success is about productivity, achievement, wealth, but the heart finds real success in surrender. In those quiet hours, you realize how small you are and how vast He is. You realize that your control is an illusion and His control is absolute. You realize that you can plan, but He decides. And in that realization, you find peace. Every time you wake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., ask yourself, what does Allah want to show me right now? Maybe He's reminding you to pray for something you've forgotten. Maybe He's protecting you from something unseen. Maybe He's simply giving you a moment to feel His closeness again. Because sometimes when life becomes heavy, Allah doesn't remove the weight. He invites you into His presence, where that weight feels lighter. The next time you find yourself awake in those blessed hours, don't rush to sleep. Sit with the one who woke you. Speak to Him. Pour out your heart, not because He doesn't already know, but because you need to remember. Remember who He is and who you are to Him. Let the darkness remind you that even the night carries light for those who seek it. Let your tears become your prayer. Let your wakefulness become your worship. And let that moment be a turning point. A reminder that no matter how far you've wandered, you are never too far to return, because He wouldn't wake you if He didn't want you back. He wouldn't choose you in those hours if He didn't see something beautiful still alive inside you. So tonight, if you wake between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., don't ignore it. Don't dismiss it as random. See it for what it truly is. An invitation, a call from the Most Merciful, the one who loves you, even when you forget Him, the one who keeps knocking at your heart, waiting for you to open the door. May you answer that call. May your nights become a place of peace. And may those silent hours between you and Allah be the reason your days are filled with light. There is something indescribably sacred about the moments between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. The world is asleep. The noise has quieted. Even the air feels different, softer, heavier, filled with something unseen. You open your eyes, not because of an alarm, not because of restlessness, but because something inside you stirs. You might not know why you're awake, but your heart does. It's as if something is calling you, not from outside, but from deep within your soul. In those still hours, there's a kind of silence that carries a message. It's the time when distractions disappear, when the veil between the seen and unseen thins, when hearts can hear what they ignored during the day. It's the time when your Lord calls you, softly, lovingly, and asks, "Where are you, my servant? I've missed your voice." Sometimes you wake up because you're anxious, sometimes because you're hurting, sometimes for no reason at all, but it's never random. Every awakening in those hours is an invitation, a quiet, divine knock on the door of your heart. You might think it's just sleeplessness, but it's not. It's mercy. It's love dressed as restlessness. It's the reminder that even when the world sleeps, He is awake and He is waiting for you. When you open your eyes in the darkness, it is as if Allah is saying, "Come to me. I've kept this time just for you." Because in that part of the night, the world forgets, but Allah remembers. He descends to the lowest heaven, calling to His creation. Who is calling upon me that I may answer him? Who is seeking forgiveness that I may forgive him? These are not just words in a book. They are a living reality. The moment you're awake, He's already calling your name. Think about how gentle that is. He could wake you with hardship, with loss, with pain. But sometimes He just wakes you with stillness. No noise, no reason. Just the quiet pull of your soul toward its source. It's a mercy too deep for words. Because He doesn't need you, and you need Him. And still He invites you as though you are the one being honored. So many people search for peace in the wrong places. They scroll through endless feeds, they chase distractions, they drown their hearts in the noise of the world. And yet, peace never comes. But the heart that wakes in the last part of the night, the one that sits in silence and whispers, "Why, Allah?" even once, that heart finds something no one else can give. Because peace isn't found in the world, it's found in the one who made it. If only we could understand what it means to be chosen for that hour, to be awakened while the world sleeps. It's an honor, not a burden. It's a call, not an inconvenience. It's a moment where heaven opens its doors and your name is known there. Even if you don't get up to pray, even if you don't know what to say. Even if all you can do is lie there, staring at the ceiling, tears falling silently, that's okay, because even your silence is heard. Even your tears are counted. He hears you before you speak, and He answers before you even ask. Some people think they have to be perfect to speak to Allah. They wait until they've changed, until they've prayed more, until they've become better. But what if Allah is waking you now because this is how you become better? What if this is your moment? You don't need perfect words. You don't need grand prayers. You just need a sincere heart. You just need to say, I'm here, Ya Allah. I don't know what to do, but I need you. Those words alone can transform your life. Because when you speak to Him in the night, when no one is watching, when your heart is most exposed, that's when your relationship with Him becomes real. Not in the public prayers, not in the appearances, but in the quiet, unseen moments that no one will ever know about except you and Him. Every time you wake at that hour, it's a chance to realign your heart. To look back and ask yourself, where am I going? Who am I becoming? The night holds a mirror up to your soul. It reminds you of what truly matters. Not what the world applauds, but what Allah sees. Maybe you've been distant. Maybe you've made mistakes. Maybe you feel unworthy. But still, He wakes you. That's the beauty of His mercy. It doesn't wait for your perfection. It comes to you in your brokenness, in your exhaustion, in your longing. Because the broken heart that turns toward Him is more beloved than a proud heart that thinks it needs nothing. So when you find yourself awake again between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m., don't reach for your phone. Don't fight to go back to sleep. Sit up. Feel the stillness. Whisper something, anything. Even if it's just, Wa Allah, guide me. That whisper is not small. It echoes through the heavens. It writes your name among those who remembered Him when others forgot. And when dawn begins to break, when the darkness slowly fades, let that moment stay with you. Let it soften your heart during the day. Let it remind you that you are seen, that you are chosen, that you are loved. Because that's what those hours mean, that even in the vastness of this universe, the Creator chose you to awaken. So many people live their whole lives searching for signs that Allah loves them. But what greater sign could there be than Him waking you in the stillness of the night to speak to Him? What greater proof could there be that He wants you close? You may not always wake up at that time. You may fall back into old patterns. But even one night, even one moment of sincerity in the darkness can change your heart forever. Because it's in those hours that transformation begins. It's where your story of return is written. So the next time your eyes open in the quiet of the night, don't ask, why am I awake? Instead, ask, what is my Lord trying to tell me? Because every awakening has meaning. Every sleepless moment is a message. And sometimes the message is simple, I miss you. Come back to me. And when you do, when you finally answer that call, you'll realize that what you thought was just another sleepless night was actually your soul finding its way home. There's a certain kind of stillness that only exists between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. The kind that almost feels otherworldly. The kind where everything is quiet. The streets, the air, even your thoughts begin to soften. And then without understanding why, you find yourself awake. You roll over, glance at the clock, and wonder what pulled you out of sleep. But deep down, your soul already knows. It wasn't random, it wasn't coincidence, it was something greater. It was someone calling you, not with a sound, but with a feeling, a pull. In that sacred hour, the veil between you and the unseen feels thin. It's as if heaven leans closer to the earth. And while the world sleeps, something deep within you stirs. An ache, a longing, a whisper. Maybe it's because you've been searching for peace in all the wrong places. Maybe it's because your soul has been hungry for too long. Or maybe because your Lord, in His mercy, decided to call you back before dawn breaks, before the rush of another day begins to drown out the voice of your heart. When you wake up in those hours, you might think it's your insomnia or your anxiety. You might think it's just coincidence. But it isn't. It's an invitation, a whisper from the most merciful saying, I know you're tired. I know you're hurting. But I miss you. Come to me. And there's something so beautiful about that that the Lord of the worlds, the one who sustains galaxies and guides the stars, takes the time to wake you. Sometimes, it's not a peaceful awakening. Sometimes, you wake with tears in your eyes, with your heart heavy, with thoughts that won't stop spinning. You feel broken, uncertain, restless. And in that moment, you may not realize it, but even your pain is a messenger. Sometimes Allah allows the discomfort just to guide you back to Him. Because when life is too easy, we forget. But when life shakes us, we start remembering where peace truly lies. Maybe you've been asking Allah for answers, for guidance, for a sign. Maybe you've been feeling disconnected, unsure if He's even listening. And then suddenly, you find yourself awake at 3 a.m. That is the answer. That is the sign. Because not everyone is chosen for that moment. That hour is special. It's not the time of chaos and distraction. It's the time of truth. The time when your heart, stripped of everything else, finally becomes honest. When you sit up in that quiet, you realize something profound. The world spends its days chasing noise, success, validation. But your soul only ever wanted stillness. It only ever wanted Him. And He, in His mercy, wakes you up in the silence of the night, so you can finally hear what He's been trying to tell you all along. You don't need to know long supplications. You don't need to recite perfect words. All He wants is your presence, your honesty, your surrender. You can sit there, half asleep, whispering just one thing. Ya Allah, I need you. And that alone can move mountains in the unseen. Because it's not the eloquence of your dua that matters. It's the sincerity of your heart. If you think about it, the night is the most honest time of all. No one's watching you. There's no one to impress, no one to judge. It's just you and the one who created you. And in that moment, the masks fall away. You don't have to pretend to be strong. You don't have to hide the parts of you that are wounded. You can finally be real. You can finally just be. Maybe you've spent your days holding it together for everyone else. Smiling when you're breaking, staying calm when you're exhausted. But when you wake between 3 and 5, Allah gives you a space where you don't have to hold it together anymore. You can let go. You can cry. You can whisper the things you've never said aloud. You can fall apart and still be safe. Because when you fall apart before Him, He puts you back together in ways the world never could. And even if you don't have the strength to get out of bed, even if all you do is lie there with your heart aching and your eyes open in the dark, that counts too. Because He knows what you want to say even when you can't find the words. He knows what you need even when you don't. He hears the prayers you never speak. Every time He wakes you, it's an act of love, not punishment, not coincidence, love. Because He wants you close, because He knows that what your heart is seeking cannot be found in the world. It can only be found in Him. And He gives you that time, that quiet, that peace to return to yourself through Him. When you respond, when you say, "Here I am, Ya Allah," something changes inside you. That moment becomes a turning point. The night that once felt heavy starts to feel like a sanctuary. The silence that once scared you starts to soothe you. You realize that you are never really alone, not even in the darkest hour. And when dawn finally comes and light spills across the sky, you carry that peace with you into your day. You walk differently. You breathe differently. Because you've tasted something the world can't offer. The sweetness of being remembered by the one who never forgets. So if you find yourself waking up in those early hours again, don't rush to sleep. Don't scroll through your phone, just pause. Just breathe. Just whisper His name. Even if all you can do is sit in silence, sit with Him. Because every time you do, your soul heals a little more. You are not waking up for no reason. You are being called. Invived. There's a reason your eyes open when the world sleeps. Because the one who created your heart knows that this is when you will finally hear Him. And one day, you will realize that those quiet, hidden hours, those moments when you sat in the dark with your heart trembling, were the moments that saved you. The moments that changed you. The moments that reminded you who you belong to. Because sometimes, the most beautiful conversations happen in the silence of the night. And sometimes, the greatest sign of Allah's love is simply this, that He wakes you when the world sleeps because He still wants to hear your voice. My beloved, every time you awaken in those fragile hours, remember Allah didn't wake you to punish you. He woke you to meet you. He didn't wake you to shame you. He woke you to heal you. You are never too broken for His mercy. You are never too distant for His invitation. In that stillness, He is closer than your jugular vein. He is waiting. So tonight, and every night, let your heart answer. Let your wakefulness become your prayer, your resolve, your turning. Let those hours between 3 and 5 be a sanctuary where your soul meets its Maker. May He accept our whispered cries, our trembling repentance, our weak attempts. May He guide our hearts, sustain this connection, and let this night's awakening be the awakening of our entire life. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.